Class number 11, we're going to be doing double leg takedowns. We're going to be looking at some punch defense before we get into that. We're tying that together today with our some more reflex drills that we like to do for striking defense with our takedown and with our clinch. And then we'll be moving on to, we talked about controlling the position of side control last time in some various ways, and we'll review that a little bit, but today's going to be more about escaping side control, particularly when you're underneath somebody and they've got you in a headlock, which is a very common thing that you'll see untrained people do, is just grab you by the head and hold on. So we'll really go over like the top ways, our first and second way that we teach everyone of how to overcome that, and also how to stay relaxed, how to get your body in the right position so you can have some confidence and not sustain any damage and not be getting your neck ripped off. Okay, so let's get started with a little bit of a warm-up where one of the side control headlock escapes we're doing is a hip escape, and also the other movement we've learned in recent classes, threading the needle. Okay, so let's start off down here and just do some hip escapes going backwards. And let's be sure we really focus on inverting that heel, driving this knee to the mat. Yeah, yes, good. And hip escape. Nice, good. See, that stops them from like putting you in a low mount when you drive your knee to the mat like that. Yes, good. We're gonna go back with the same thing. And keep your head low to the mat and try and keep the movement perpetual. Slide this way a little bit. Right, so try and turn on your side, hip out, and then switch sides without stops. Yes. Invert that heel. Toes to the mat. Good, very good. Okay. So here's how we saw the needle thread before, right? We turn on our side, we turn that heel out, and we hit. We hit. And look what I'm doing. I'm walking when I hit a little bit today. Okay, because that's how we're going to do it on the escape. And then I thread that needle through, and that's what helps me turn over. Okay, and then we just go to our turtle base. Slide. Right, so look, step, right, turn your heel. Both are taught, right? If you remember, we had a seminar here on mount escapes, and Chris Burns, the instructor, is all about turning the heel out first instead of stepping, right? With this, you turn the heel out, you start hip escaping, and then, as we'll see on the escape, we'll walk out a little bit. So I achieved a different angle. So I'm here, right? You can suck your knees up. Sometimes you're doing that, depends on the situation. Or you could lean back. Sometimes on this, I'm sliding out of chokes. Depends on the situation, okay? And then from here, all right, let's see those hipping out and walking out with the needle thread. Good, and then, so turn on your side. So you got that hip out, now start walking that foot out a little bit. One, do another, two, now thread the needle. Good, nice, knee up, open that chest, very good. Very good. Good. Next time I want you to do it where you bring your knees to your elbows when you come up to turtle. So the opposite of that. Go back. Bring your knees full. So start from your belly. Right? Bring your knees forward. Yes. Okay, so maybe you're wanting to bring your knees up for side control or to escape a headlock. That's what we would do in that situation. Maybe we're trying to escape their back control. That's when we slide back with this. We'll see different applications on the needle thread. So that's a fundamental movement. We do it in so many techniques. Go ahead and sit through from there. Sit through is a fundamental movement we do in so many techniques. So step out. Good. Nice. Nice, very good. All right, time. So let's review just our punch defense drills. just deflecting punches to the head and body, okay? So go ahead and get in your fighting base, right? So this is defensive posture. We're ready with here to deflect or against grabs. We're in base, okay? So we're defending straight punches to the head or body, just straights, just coming here. And I want you to remember to add a little weight as you do that, right? So go ahead and deflect, nice, deflect, 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 yes, just turn and lean on it, right? Remember the weight distribution on this is forward, okay? Now if I go to the body, deflect, right? Just, yes, try not to drop the hand down. Deflect, deflect, yes, gotcha on that one, right? Deflect, deflect. Let's go. Face, deflect, deflect, body, deflect, deflect. Okay, right? So just wait. You go ahead, punch on me, deflect, deflect. Hit the body, deflect, deflect. See, it's really a lot of my torso, and then I have that weight I'm leaning on, okay? And that weight you're leaning on is very important for initiating things that we're gonna see today, like clinches and double leg takedowns, okay? Sometimes it's a body lock because they started grabbing. We see transitions to rear clinch off that, and sometimes we just get the rear clinch. That's what we'll see today, okay? So here's what we're going to do. That's a good review of things we worked on with deflecting punches, okay? Step forward here, okay? Now, today what we're gonna be doing, we talked about it a little bit in the last class, is when you throw that straight punch here, I'm gonna kinda, less so with my forearm and more with my hand, knock it out of the way. I'm moving my head off the line and it's gonna slide down here, okay? So that's what we're doing today. Now, I want you to do that just a time or two each side and just step in and just grab it, nothing else. Then I'll start coming towards you walking and you'll just deflect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? So, well, and we'll still, you'll be in your fighting stance for both, right? But I'll just be walking, right? But right now you're here. And that's a good question too, because we need to be able to do these punch deflections standing here or here. We don't always have time to get this, right? And until we can assume that, sometimes we have to deflect from a square stance, from our feet side by side, right? What if there's a wall? I can sit back, right? So just some things to consider. Now, I want you to parry my punch, and then in your stance, you're just gonna take a big step. That foot will go right between and just grab a clinch, okay? Parry it and slip it, good, okay? It's gonna be kind of your hand versus your forearm. Parry and slip it, good. Parry and slip it. Parry and slip it. Good. Throw on me. Throw on me. Okay, so I close that distance, I come in and I clinch. Okay? Now, you walking towards me with the straight punch. Okay? You walking towards me with the straight punch. Other side. We'll do both things. And just step in, okay? So you're kind of intercepting their momentum, okay? This is a good one to start understanding, like, oh, somebody's coming in on me, right? So get your stance here. Good, nice body lock, my arm is trapped. Good. Good, okay. Now, good little review there on just clinching, okay? Now we'll get a little more precise with it. All right, so here's what I want you to start doing. I want you to defend 3 punches. And on the third punch, we're going to step in and we're gonna go for the rear clinch. Because rear clinch is a position we've learned. We've learned takedowns from there. We learned several ways to get there, defending headlocks and in all sorts of entries, punches, okay? So what I want with this is when you deflect here and come in, you grip and transition, okay? And then here I've got connection going around to the rear clinch. So a little bit of a review on that, but we're always thinking, like, if I get behind you, it's harder for you to fight. Not impossible. I've got to do things where you don't want to drop weight, or want to keep my face so you don't get elbowed, things like that, okay? So, in your base, good. All right, so defend 3 punches and then rear clinch. 1, 2, 3, and that one, yes, good. Good. Okay. 1, 2. This one, parry and slip. Good. Be sure I can't do that. Yes. Good. Nice. That was much better. Good adjustment. Okay. 1, 2, 3. On the third one, it's like, man, this guy's hitting me. He's tried twice already. That next one, I'm gonna go no matter what. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Good. That was real good. I couldn't do anything from that when you got that rear clinch established, and you got there quicker than last time. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Very good. So remember, you got your rear hip throw and your rear sacrifice throw once you get to that rear clinch. We'll see rear clinch a little later in the class also. Okay, now let's do a distance drill. Okay, and here's what I want to start fitting in instead of the body lock or just a clinch, just like, yeah, whatever clinch you can get. Because at the beginning phases of this, that's just really how you want to be thinking about it. Then it's like, hey, you remember that clinch we did? You can do that here. And, oh, okay, right? And so rear clinch, we've seen that in several classes. Now, same entry, we can go for the double leg takedown. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. When we go for the double leg takedown, I want you to get in, but look, I'm still in my base, right? So I just take a big step to slide in. And what we're gonna do is we're going to grip right under the hips. Not grabbing the legs, not grabbing the hamstrings, not grabbing the calves. We're lifting right under the hips. And all we're gonna do is fit that in, right? We're just locking our hands together behind, so getting a fighting base, right? So that punch comes here, boom, like this, okay? So practice that a couple of times. Just move my punch out of the way and step in for that double leg takedown fit in. Here, slip and parry same time. Good. Okay, and we don't have to go too far down. We need to change level a little bit, right? But just underneath his arm, just barely, right? Throw your jab again. Here. See that? Just right there next to his chest. And then here. Right? And notice I didn't just step this one. I stepped and I slid here with both. That way I can lift with my hips. Okay? So, parry and slip. Good. Parry and slip. Good. Do it on this side. Parry and slip. Good. Nice. Okay, so let's start doing that from distance. So get in your base. Yes. See, from here, can't kick you. That one would be bad if I was in close. Can't punch you. Can't do anything. I gotta come in. So since this is a relationship, all you have to do is maintain this. So when we say like, hey, side control, hold that position, you're maintaining it. You're maintaining this distance, right? You're maintaining your base. We always have to maintain these things. And you know what, think about maintenance on a car. You have to go get your oil changed, right? So with maintenance on our base, when we move around a lot, we might have to readjust our feet slightly. And that's not wrong. It's right to do that as often as we need to, right? When you step inside a little bit, your feet might get a little too narrow, a little too wide, you just adjust. And you just do it, and you don't do anything after that other than defend. You just focus on being in the right position as much of the time as you can. And that involves adjusting, right? Redistributing weight, things like that, okay? So on the third step, you will come in for the double leg takedown. So instead of going backwards, you're coming forward. On the third step, we're not gonna do giant steps, we're gonna do medium-sized steps. We don't wanna get too far out of frame, okay? Here, okay. 2, and nice, okay? Now I'm gonna give you this, right? So go ahead and measure the distance again, but I'm leaving mine out. 1, 2, and yes! Oh, that was real good. I like how you did it. You applied all of it. Now let's do this. 1 and 2. Good. Very good. Okay. So that's a great review, right? We got to look at like some ways to really apply that sort of slip and parry defense. Okay. So things we've seen step forward in previous classes. If you throw straight punches, we saw that. If you throw hook punches, hook punch, we've seen covering, right? Throw an overhand punch. We've seen using our forearm as a wedge there, blocking with our forearm against the haymaker, just like we block with our forearm the straight punch. So I think I'm using my hand, I'm using my forearm, I'm using my forearm on the body, I'm covering here, right? And as we've also seen some kick defense as well, and we'll learn in future classes, right? One of the greatest forms of kick defense is being out of range of being kicked. And that's that two hand width distance that we like to work from. You're safe here, okay? So good on, yeah, see, that's the adjustments I'm talking about. That's how you kind of turn your hip a little bit more forward. You're probably like, hey, am I doing that? And that's what I'm saying, that's maintenance. You'll hear a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, they'll say things like, let's work on some maintenance of this position, or this is maintenance. Like Henry Aiken says that all the time. He's a great black belt instructor, and he talks about maintenance all the time. If you didn't, oh yeah, maintaining this spot. It's not just a hold when we're done. No, they're gonna try and get out, and you have to maintain what you've got. And that involves maybe letting them move a little bit, right? Okay, so now we need to start finishing the takedown. I wanna just finish a few times each. You and I will both finish. Then we'll start adding a couple of little variants. Because here's the thing, we're gonna do one where we lift the legs up and we take them down. You know, it could be harder if the partner you're going with is defending by, leaning weight onto you and things like that. And we'll talk about some situations where we can do other things against what they're doing, right? So nothing too complex, right? It's either gonna be rear clinch or go to the side. But no, so we're gonna show a double leg where we lift the person up, like we saw with the rear hip throw, right? And teaching that in class and see people that are smaller than you that do the rear hip throw on somebody your size, right? You really can do it on, it's not super difficult if you know the technique. Learning the technique's the hard part, right? So if you're not able to lift, there are a couple of great options. And that's what those will be about too. You're not gonna always be able to lift. It might be a confidence thing. It might be a technique. I just don't have the technique down. I don't feel comfortable with setting my partner down in class. Because this first double leg takedown we're doing, it is a high lift. Doesn't mean that the person gets slammed and it's like, spin you over my head. It just lifts them up, okay? There are other options if we can't lift. Okay, so that's what those other variations will be about. So what I want to see here is we're going to come in, and we don't need to be too low, like this is too low for what we're doing today, okay? We're coming in, we're gripping right underneath here, right? I want this S grip, okay? And then I'm lifting by scooping my hip up under, okay? So here, that's my base. I push you over with my head, pull the legs to the side, and let you do a back fall, okay? So, let's face this way. Here, lift with the hips, and fall. Okay. Here, scoop your hips up underneath you. Okay. So that's our high lift double leg takedown, right? So I want to see you just get the fit in with the lift. Just to fit in with the lift, okay? So here, just go ahead and step in. Okay, so a little far away. Slide in a little more. Okay, same thing, go in. Oh, good, nice. Now swing your hips under you as you lift. Yes, good, see, beautiful, nice. That was good. See, yeah, you're just like, oh, I hadn't really done this one, I don't feel super confident. That's why I said, look, things that we learn, we have to do them. Several classes before it might be something we're confident in. Like, yeah, I understand that move. And it's my move too, I like it. It's not always your move either, you not just understand. Okay, well, that's how we find out what our moves are. Okay, so parry this out of the way, step in. Boom, you swing those hips up underneath. Yes, nice, good. Again, well, okay, we'll start from the punch again. Here, swing those hips. Nice, very good. Okay, now let's get specific. Again, I bet there's some people watching this like, I can't lift them up like that. What are you talking about? And I teach, have trained some talented people, actually several of them women in kickboxing, right? Like champion level. And same thing, we have a student here, Hal, he's over here teaching a lesson in the next room. Amazing kickboxer, right? Most people don't believe they could kick somebody their own height in the head. And about 95% of people can, right? It's just like this mat is about 6.5 feet. I'm 6 feet tall. That's about 6, and that's not even, pushing. I can get warmed up, and I can stretch out further than that, even not having warmed my legs up for kicking, but most people are like, I can't do that. I can't jump up on that pile of bugs. It's a confidence thing, okay? That's why we do techniques, come to class, watch videos, etc. So we can learn what we're doing, because we have no idea until we get the information. And then it's about applying. Oh man, I'm missing some details. Go back, check the video, go back to class, do the class again, right? That's why we rotate through this class, the whole program multiple times in a year, okay? So they're heavy, you can't lift them up for whatever reason. Maybe they wrestled in high school, okay? Then we look at two scenarios, taking the rear clinch or driving to the side to finish the double leg takedown. Face this way. So here, right? If I'm coming in here and I feel like I can't lift, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to the leg and go sideways. Now when I did that, watch my feet just went like that. Like we do on the guillotine defense takedown, right? When we go over your back, it's time to take you down, we kind of shuffle in a little bit. And that sets them down and we get side control, okay? So anytime I can't lift you, I go to the side. All right, that's the other variation. And then we'll look at going rear clinch. And then we'll start getting a good side control here. And controlling that as a review. And look at that, those escapes. Okay, so here, rear end slip, come in, right? Like you just feel like you can't lift me. It's like he's heavy, right? Go to there, and then as you lift this, go to the knee, sideways, yes. It's flaring the leg up, and tapping the knee with your knife hand. Boom, right? That's, I even teach law enforcement. They're just like, hey, just hit them hard in the neck right here. That brachial stone, right? And it's just like choking, right? That's where we target for our rear naked choke. So here you're doing that same part of your hand, boom, right at their knee, okay? Chopping, flaring and chopping, okay? Come in, parry, here, flare and chop, good. Again, come in, nice, okay. Now, same thing. You're gonna, a lot of times people are easy to pick up when this happens. You had the hand out, stretch forward. Really be coming forward at me. Like I hit you in a way that may have hit you over. And it intercepted your momentum and you kind of did that. You're a little easier to pick up at that point. They start adding weight there. You might sneak around to the back, or if you're adding weight in the legs. Go to pick my legs up, like the first one. See how I'm real heavy. So, and I will say, I'm starting to do the defense to the double, like a trained person would do. So it's in this instance, you feel like, oh man, he's heavy, kind of on my shoulder and my grip, it's hard. Go to the rear clinch. Yes. Yes. Great, really great control on that. Same thing. I'm gonna be heavy. Yes, good. One more time. Good. See, intercepted my momentum there. When you really do that, right, and you really did it, but a lot of times you'll do this in like a live roll, not drilling. The person will be so into it that they have to post their hands on the mat when you slip behind them because they were just committed on that takedown. Okay, so, all right, now let's do this. I want you to finish the high lift double, head arm side mount. Okay, then we'll review, hey, control this way, control that way. Okay, then, hey, leg flare, head arm side mount. And we'll control this way, control this way. Okay, let me show you what I want from you on going down. Okay, so when I'm here, see, I came down, I'm kind of blocking your hip here, and then I'm coming to head arm, right? When I do the other one, the leg flare, right? So here, boom, I'm going, and it might be, oh, I feel you're heavy. Be heavy legs, kind of sprawling, right here. Same thing. This one's going under, spring out, hands together. Shoulder on the jaw, trying to get me to face away a little bit, not too much, because they'll take advantage if you put everything into their face. There's escapes, okay? So again, that controlling that position is about more than that, okay? So let's be a little further back on these finishes. Let's do the side control from the high lift, okay? Come on. Swing, yes. Good. Follow me down, yes. Okay, now, let's review control. All right, do you remember what we do if I turn away? Yeah, hey, that's terrible. We'll do the hum test. Don't do anything yet. I'm not doing it. When I turn away, I'm gonna be humming, and we'll see if it changes. If the tune changes, you're doing your job. Okay, good job. We should start a band. All right, if I turn in, same thing, but let's review that. You remember what to do. So if I turn in, you actually concave your chest a little bit. Yeah, you heard my voice change. I'm just running into a wall, right? So there, that's a sound, an audible sound of straining. Okay, I go away. I turn in. Nice. Make an arty sound. Okay, now do the high lift, or the leg flare rather. Driving to the side, and let's do it. We'll start about here. Okay, deflect that punch. Here, you feel I'm heavy. Yeah, good. Control. Good. Going away. Nice. I'm turning in. Good, knees are wide. Yeah, triangle base is what we call it. Good, nice. See, it's like a rounded spine, right? Like the cat-cow in yoga, or like the cobra pose when you look up, right? Good, very good. Okay, so the positional controls review. That's what we did last class. Good job. We always need to be looking back, and again, that is why we go through the program more than once in a year. And so you can start, man, okay, like really, 4 times through this class, you're gonna know some things about the double leg takedown. You're gonna have some confidence applying it, right? And that's just a great goal for any beginner. Man, I'm gonna go through this class a few times until like, okay, I've done all the classes, and then kind of keeping up with looking at some of the video we're putting out, right? So good work on the standing stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to our side control headlock defense. So escaping side control, but somebody's got us there. We'll do that next, all right? Okay, so we're gonna see another headlock defense this class, this time on the ground from what we would call the position. It's like a reference to a larger array of positions, but side control, okay? I see this happen all the time. I tell people in like the kids classes, whether that's jiu-jitsu or we do like an MMA with grappling also, but even after kids have been training a couple of years, they still will grab someone's head and just hold on to it. Maybe when they're tired, or it's still some people, their first line of offense, right? Because if you don't know how to escape and you can't be comfortable there, right? So find some comfort and positional stability to kind of, all right, man, because it can be so uncomfortable. So just learning to relax in that position is pivotal, okay? So that's gonna be the first tenet. Then we need to get our body positioning all locked down. We need to make it so they can't punch us in the face. And those things come with like, okay, once you've done those things, pressure's off a little bit. You just have to know you've done them, be confident, and then you start working out, okay? So we'll go body positioning first. So this is side control around my head, okay? So I don't like this at all. Right now he has his grip around my neck, okay? So turn a little bit here, right? So I have my head stuck out to kind of talk to everybody, so it's even making it worse. It makes my voice more audible, but I don't want to have my head out here. That's not the proper body position. I'll go over head positioning kind of last. You see, the first thing I'm doing is turning on my side, right? So turn this way more. Okay, so here I'm on my back. This is terrible. Pull my head up. That's even more terrible. Like that's killer pressure on my spine. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I turn on my side. I turn within his headlock here, okay? That's part 1 on body position. Be on your side. When you do this, he feels my shoulder in his back, okay? So I'm on my side. I got my shoulder in his back. And the next thing I need to do is start controlling this arm, okay? This stops him, like let's say he wants to rear back and start punching me in the face repeatedly here, all right? If I've got that from the get-go here, try and rear back and punch me in the face. No, you're not gonna get it. And now you gave up your headlock. And I'm not like seeing why that might work is if I wasn't doing that and then you started hitting, I started covering up, and then I started trying to defend. You go back to the headlock, right? And I went, oh, right? So it's, those punches can be overwhelming. So we need to make sure you can't do that. Wrist, and then I grip around here on your arm, okay? And then I hide my head right in here, okay? And again, you can't really hear so well what I'm saying. That's why I was talking about that, right? So I tuck that in. Let's say I was here. Turn and look at me, headbutt me, boom, right? You can headbutt, strikes, whatever, here. And it's not just tuck your head. I'm taking my shoulder up towards the camera, right? And I'm retracting my neck. Think about like a turtle going in its shell, okay? Here, right? So now his lock is more around my head when I do all of that. instead of my neck, okay? So that's the proper body positioning. So once we get here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out with our elbow and build a frame, okay? This frame is gonna push. And look there, it broke his grip. Don't let me break your grip. Here, I push, nothing happened. I start walking back from the frame, keeping that out, threading the needle, coming up, okay? Turn, hold. So guys, when you come up and somebody holds onto your headlock, don't resist, relax into it. It's only bad if he holds, hold, and you start coming up. Hold, sink into it, okay? And we'll go over in a second, release. We'll go over in a second what to do when they don't let go, okay? So part of these first 2 headlock escapes is also learning about how to break their grip, all right? So, get me back inside control headlock. Okay, so look, get on your side. If you're on your back, start on your back. Pendulum in on your side. Get in the shell like the turtle. Grab the wrist and the arm so he doesn't hit you, right? Now, start walking out, right? You start getting that body positioning. We're doing that in combination with this frame and cross face, okay? So hip out, threading the needle, here, okay? You try. We'll go ahead facing the camera. Start on your back, here, right? So see, everything's exposed, right? Boom. Imagine getting a headbutt to the bridge of the nose right here, okay? So pendulum in, get on your side. Good, grab my wrist and my arm. Good. Now, if I let go, I got nothing, okay? Now, get in the shell, turtle boy. Yes. See, now, I feel like your head is literally sliding out of my grip. Start hipping back, walking back. Again, thread the needle. Come up. Right? So you can do that with the punch defense. And just hold on to me, go back. Now, so see there, because you got good connection. But here's the thing, we want to add, with this stuff, again, you add stress, you become comfortable because you're used to being in bad spots, okay? So now, wheel out with your arm. Yeah, you can do that first, right? But come out with your elbow. So you've got, like an outrigger. Now come across the face, okay? Now, frame and push that, yes. Now, lock it in, push it away, boom, yes. And think about almost like we talked about with the, remember the standing guillotine entry for side headlock when Kevin was here for class? Mm-hmm. Think about pushing my head to the back corner. See that? Now I'm lighter on you. Good. Nice. Good. Go back down. Okay. On your back. Start getting body positioning. Turn on your side. Yes. Good. Defend there so I don't strike. Right? Go more around my arm. Yes. And grab my wrist underneath. Yes. Okay. Now, wheel out with your frame. Elbow out. Yes. Good. Coming across on my face here. Lock the frame back corner. Walk away. Push this. Extend this a little bit. Good. Now, coming up. Nice. Okay. Now, let's add what to do if they hold on when we come up. Okay, and today, a lot of times, and we'll see this in a future class, this is a very common scenario. But we'll see this in a future class, they hold on to the headlock, and what we're gonna do is break the headlock. In a future class, we'll see going to an armbar after that, but today, we're omitting that, okay? We just wanna break headlocks, we wanna get comfortable in headlocks, and once we realize that, oh man, I kinda know how to get out of headlocks, then you can start arm bars and things like that. That's why it's future class for that, okay? So, put me in side headlock, and we'll go this side. Okay. So, when I'm getting all my body positioning, everything I need here, tucked in, coming out with my frame, pushing this to the back corner, hip escaping, threading the knee, turning. Again, I never want to push up, pull down. I'm just letting him do that, but I can't just hang out. Keep pulling, thread the needle,
Yes. Now I'm falling over you. Oh, look where we're at. Go back. Okay. Get inside control facing away. Grab my head. So he's pulling. I have my frame to begin with. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide over, hold, and turn this way a little bit. It's not up. It's down and in. Here. And he let go. And he let go, and I've got his back maybe. I've got an arm bar maybe. Okay, hold again. Turn this way. I frame, and not this way. Not this way. I sink down into him, and then I start going over his head. So think about leaning forward into his neck, like 45 degrees up over his head. And then look, I've got a lot of great options there. So I want you to do the frame escape. And then I'm gonna hold onto your head. And then you're gonna escape with that headlock, okay? So you step over to technical mount. I'll walk you through. Okay, lay down. Okay, good body position. Good, frame. Good, cross face. Start pushing, walking away. Good, sit up. But I still got this. Step over to technical mount. Okay, now, try and just push my face away and lean up. You can't. I will hold you here most of the day until I get tired. Okay, you might be tired immediately if you lean at that 45-degree angle over my head. Push my face away and do that. Yes. And here's the thing. I know it's coming, so I kind of let go because it hurts if you don't let go, right? Like what it is the grip break. You force the grip break, okay? One more time, head facing that way. Get on your side, defend the punches, good. Wheel out with your elbow, build the frame, cross face, hip escape, needle thread. Sitting up, good. Technical mount. Good, and lean forward and down. It's not up at all. It's the opposite. You think, oh, I'll go up to break their grip. I'll go away. It'll make their grip. No, this one's weird. It's more like when you do that, it forces my shoulder out at this weak angle. Similar to a Kimura. Very similar to a Kimura. So go into the pressure. They're pulling you down, go down. Right? Go forward and into their neck, and it's kind of 45 degrees up over their head. If you go sideways, it's not always going to break. Okay? Now, so that breaks their grip. And like when we were doing the frame earlier, I don't remember if it's before we were filming or not, we were talking about some of this. And the frame can definitely break your grip. Like when I start framing and hipping away and doing that cross face and doing a good poof, your grip might break, right? That's great. They might break their own grip trying to hit and they can't hit. Oh, I did good, just the body position gave me what I wanted, right? Now, what I want to think about is how can we break the grip from bottom using our leg, okay? So get me into side control headlock here. Okay, so kind of all the same stuff, right? All the preliminaries. I come out, I build my cross face, I start walking back, and then I'm gonna get this leg involved. And I push you away, and then I'm gonna lock my feet together and extend. And that's the leg scissor choke. I don't want to extend so much that, first thing, don't get your legs stuck under their back. It won't work. The next thing is my legs aren't bent, they're straight. And I don't want to squeeze so much that my legs are quivering. Okay, I'm just right there. Barely anything. Extend the legs. If you can't get the leg scissor choke, it's not working, I switch his arm underneath my armpit, come up into cross body side control. That's with an elbow on the far side and blocking the hip on the near side. I come up here. So we've seen this side control, head arm. We've seen cross body, or cross side rather, and then cross body here at the hip. We've also seen some of the Tessa positions. And then headlock, what we're working on today. Okay, so Get your body positioning, get on your side. Good, build your frame with the cross face. Lock it in, good. And I'm holding on hip tight, I'm Joel, right? Hip back a little bit, hip back, walk back a little bit. Now throw your leg up. Yes, good, you broke it, lay down. Now, leg scissor. So throw, yes, this over. Now, feet are crossed, legs are extending straight. Okay, and squeeze. Not bad. Let's do that again. Here, turn on your side. Body positioning, strike defense, good. Tuck your chin, everything's hidden. Good, and that gets better. Now I don't have as much of your neck. Okay, now build your frame, cross face. Good, hip back, throw the leg in. Good. We didn't break the grip though. Restart. Let me show you one more time. Okay, on the frame here, right? I've got here, I just hip back just a little bit, and then I go here. Hold on with your grip. Hold on with your grip. Boom. There. If I can't get the leg scissor, I swap that arm. You see that? So now when I start coming up, yeah, made you squeak. Exactly. Okay, head right here. Hip out just a little bit. Get on your side. Good. Build your frame. All right. Push my head away. Just a little bit. Push it to the back corner. Yes, like, hold on, freeze. Now, do that. Now, walk out just a little bit and throw your leg in. There you go. Leg scissor. Extend the legs. It's not working, so come up to cross side. With the hip lock, cross body. Okay. This one, hold on. Okay. That your right arm comes over my arm and box the hip as you come up. Place your leg with this arm as you come up. Side control with the cross body hold. So here, that stops me from recovering. Here, this stops me from going away. This stops me from turning in. This, pull that in when that stops me from turning away. Okay? So, if we ever can't get the leg scissors, or we just use it to break the grip, that's how we transition to the cross side. Okay? So, I'll show that one more time, and then we'll be done on the side control headlock escapes for today. All right, lay down right here. Okay, get on your side. Good. Tuck your chin. Yes. Build your frame. Throw your legs in. Wow, that was really good. Good. Now I want you to also just transition to the cross side. Put that under your arm. Walk the hip as you come up. Replace the leg with the arm as you come up. And cross body. If I turn away, block here, keep your forearm on my thigh, right? And keep your elbow pulling my head. Good job. And that's how you control the cross-body side control position, okay? So that's that, all right?